Welcome to the 2023 Sequoia and Carey Quality Annual Meeting. I'm Mariann Yeager, and I've had the pleasure of serving as the CEO of Sequoia Project since our formation in 2012. And it's just so great to see you all. Thank you for coming. So, oh yes, I'm supposed to be advancing these. So Sequoia and Carey Quality are thrilled to host you in sunny San Diego. We thought we'd mix it up a little bit this year, and instead of meeting in Washington, D.C., to come somewhere sunny and out west. So we're interested in what you think about this new venue. This is actually our largest meeting to date with more than 250 people in attendance, and our team was just saying that we've had so many people just walk in today and join us, and we also have an expanded space, which is exciting. This is the first time that we are jointly meeting with Carey Quality, so you'll see a lot of the content and is intertwined. And over the next 2.5 days, you're going to hear from some pretty compelling keynote speakers. We're going to be joined by Deputy Secretary Andrea Palm, who'll be joining us, as well as Mickey Tripathi, who's here with us today. And we'll also be joined by Dr. Jennifer Layden from the CDC. And there are going to be more networking and community engagement opportunities thanks to our sponsors, so thank you. We know that advancing interoperability requires a community where we work together to overcome really tough challenges. And in that spirit, we are showcasing some pretty rich panel discussions, sharing the latest developments with Sequoia and Carey Quality, as well as our work with TEFCA. And I also want to welcome special guests who are joining us from the White House U.S. Digital Service Office. So we're delighted that our work is in your sphere of interest, so thank you for coming here today. We are really thrilled to have the support of the 10 sponsors who are really enriching our experience here today, so thank you all so much, from the breakfast and all the wonderful accoutrements that follow. So we are going to kick off the day today with remarks from Sequoia's board chair, Dr. Michael Hodgkins, followed by a keynote address from Mickey Tripathi, so thank you, Mickey. And then the remainder of the day is going to really focus on the very substantive issues related to public health, perspectives from candidate QHINs, consumer perspectives and consumer engagement strategy opportunities, naturally the latest developments with TEFCA. We've got a lot going on. You will hear more about our progress toward a nationwide implementation of FHIR-based exchange. We're very excited, as well as timely cybersecurity updates and hot off the presses government affairs update. There's no shortage of interesting dynamics there, right? So first, I'd like to kick off by acknowledging the Sequoia Project Board of Directors. If you all are here, if you would please stand. Sequoia would not have been able to make our progress to date without you. What we do is very challenging and complex, and it really does take a broad and diverse set of perspectives to help us navigate towards our future in 2024 and beyond. I'd also like to acknowledge the Sequoia Project team, growing team. If you all would please stand, they love this part. So you have to stand, come on, you guys. Yeah. So Sequoia's work is powered by a stellar team of professionals, many of whom are here today, and we're so appreciative. I can't tell you how dedicated this team is every single solitary day. And what we do is sometimes it's difficult, it's challenging, and sometimes I make it worse because I want to change direction midstream, which they don't always like but appreciate later maybe, I don't know. And then we also have incredible support from an expanded team, including our outside counsel, Erin Whaley from Troutman Pepper, is she here? Yeah. And Lindsay Austin and Chris Baxter from Troutman Pepper Strategies. You all can stand too, thank you. And marketing communications team, thank you, Lindsay, for being so bold. Erin, I know if you're here, you need to stand up. And marketing communications with Ivy Eckerman leading the Spire team, incredible. They are just phenomenal what they do, and Joelle Buckner with our IT support. I also want to acknowledge the Carey Quality team. Oh, I think that's in the wrong order. Who, if you all would please stand, the Carey Quality team. It's really incredible the progress Carey Quality has made, and with a really small team. Incredible. That team is led by Alan Swenson. Thank you all so much for your progress and support of that. And of course, the RCE team, last but not least, if the whole RCE team would stand, not just the folks on the slide. Come on now. We got a big team here. We, yes, come on. We have assembled a powerhouse team to support our work as the RCE. And when I say it takes a village to make this progress with TEFCA, I really mean it. It takes a healthy dose of creativity, patience, and positive thinking and tenacity to navigate really complicated issues as we try to figure out how we implement a government-endorsed framework. And it's not just the RCE team that's supporting this progress, it's the ONC team and our joint team that have shared values and goals in making TEFCA successful. And it's really fulfilling when you have this unified focus. I can tell you it's rewarding for me and I hope for the team as well. So thank you, ONC, for believing in Sequoia and inviting us to continue working with you over the next 5 years. So next is a reminder to, if you have not yet responded to our survey, please take a moment and do so. We have some really important questions that we really need your thoughts on to shape our work going forward. So we really hope you'll take that into account. So today, the purpose of the meeting today is to really pause and take stock of where we are, to celebrate progress and success. Because so much of what we focus on at Sequoia are the problems. So much of what we deal with day to day are trying to figure out how do we fix them. And so when I reflect on Sequoia's journey over the past 11 years, I am struck by the determination that we share as a community. It's not really just about Sequoia. I mean, we can't solve these things alone. We need you. And we need, I'm impressed that we have, we're all working towards a common goal. I want to point out that t-shirt, which was also a very funny thing we share as a community. But we all share a common goal to improve interoperability for the public good while remaining grounded in practicality and being inspired by a can-do energy. Well, actually, I would say it's a must-do. We have to do this. This is not an option. We've grown in so many ways since our humble beginnings. Our community now includes more than 90 members, if you all would all stand, and growing. Thousands of volunteers supporting our ever-expanding initiatives, 4 interoperability work groups, information sharing, public health, data usability, implementation guidance, consumer voices. We're launching 3 new groups in 2024, privacy and consent, peer-to-peer API implementation, consumer engagement strategy. We launched our data usability initiative this year in partnership with AHIMA, thank you, and created a community of practice to actually take forward and implement the guidance, as well as TEFCA. All of this work is only possible through a passionate and dedicated community who believes in the shared goals, and that's you. So anyone who is genuine about solving tough problems understands this is not going to be solved overnight. We need a sustained commitment, and success for Sequoia is measured by, are we making a difference? So if you're already engaged in Sequoia's work, are there others in your organization who would also be interested? Invite a friend. If you aren't part of Sequoia yet, we hope you'll join us. If you've not yet pledged support or agreement to implement the data usability guidance, we hope you'll consider doing so. Today is a call to action to engage with us. Be part of the progress in 2024 and beyond. And we remain committed to our mission and serving our community with you. So thank you very much. I think I'm out of time, Tina. And now I'd like to invite Michael Hodgkins to join me on the stage for opening remarks.
Is this mic?
Yeah.
Is this mic on? Yeah. You know, Mariann's a hard act to follow, so I won't try. I wanted to welcome everyone, though, and I think the size of the registration this year speaks loudly about the importance of Sequoia in the interoperability space, and it's a point of pride, frankly, to see so many faces here, representing so many different organizations. And I also wanted to say welcome back to the future. If you think you've re-entered the 1950s, it appears you have, by the decor and that I'm sure you're now familiar with throughout the hotel. So I also wanted to say that I actually live here in San Diego. It's the first time I've attended a Sequoia annual meeting in my hometown. But my disclaimer is I had nothing to do with the selection of this location for the meeting, honestly. In fact, I tried to persuade them not to have you all travel so far, but I'm very happy that you did, and welcome. I will now introduce Stan Huff. We need to get on with some recognition awards. So Stan, who co-chairs our Leadership Council, is going to take care of some of that, and then I will as well. Stan, go ahead.
Let's see. Well, I'm grateful to be here today, and I'm excited to come to San Diego. I'm from Salt Lake, and so traveling west to the ocean here in a beautiful climate, I love it. So if I get a vote. We want to recognize leaders of our work groups. And for this part, if you could stand as we read your names and accept the recognition, and then later at lunch or break, then you come up, we have some specialized gifts, and we want to take pictures, so you can come up to the stage or at the break or during lunch to do that. So, yeah, next slide. So, first of all, I'd like to acknowledge and recognize Shanna Koss and Grace Cordovano, Dr. Grace Cordovano of the Consumer Voices Work Group. This group wrapped up their work this year publishing an insightful white paper and call to action. And this will be the foundation of our coming consumer engagement strategy work group. So Shanna and Grace, are they stand up? Thank you. Next, I'd like to recognize Adam Davis, Dr. Adam Davis, and Dr. Bill Gregg. I think Dr. Davis wasn't able to make it today, but thank you very much. Next, we'd like to recognize Ammon Fillmore, Dr. Matthew Eisenberg, and Josh Mast of the Information Sharing Work Group. They can stand. And then next we'd like to recognize Devin McGraw and Dr. Stephen Lane of the Privacy and Consent Work Group. Again, recognizing Devin in her absence, wasn't able to make it today. This Privacy and Consent Work Group is the newest work group. Lots of interest so far. And if you want to join, please talk to a Sequoia team member or email interopmatters@sequoiaproject.org. So opportunities to participate there. So we appreciate that. Finally, we'd like to recognize Nora Cox of the Public Health Work Group. Thank you. And just, we're so excited for all the, well, we obviously couldn't do it without the leadership of these great individuals who are willing to take leadership positions. But we also recognize that many of you are participants in the work group. So anybody who participates in a work group, if you could stand and let us recognize you as participants in the work group. So I'm standing, I participate in one of them. Stand up. And we would encourage any of you who have interest to please participate. As Mariann said earlier, it takes a community, and we could use more in the community. And the more outlandish you are, the better it is, I think. So we appreciate so much different opinions and different viewpoints. And so we invite you to participate. So thank you to all you guys, and I'll turn it back to Michael.
Thank you. I had a hot mic and started laughing, and everyone had to hear that. Sorry about that. Just to add to Stan's comments, and by the way, Lee Barrett co-chairs Leadership Council with Stan. Lee wasn't able to make the trip, but I wanted to recognize and acknowledge Lee's leadership as part of that group. And also, you really wanted to encourage you, if you were not participating in a work group, really consider that. I mean, there's a very diverse set of work groups. I'm sure that there's at least one that you might find some affinity for. And the work groups are really where the rubber meets the road at Sequoia. The work group products have been just amazing. And over the past 2 years, I'm proud to say we've developed some significant work products that have actually had an impact on the industry. And going forward, I'm very excited about the new work groups that were mentioned and the impact that they are likely to have. So please consider it. Go to the website. You can look at the different work groups. You saw who the work group chairs were that were just recognized, and approach them if you think you may have an interest, and ask them more about the work group activity and what's planned for the coming year. So I now would like to acknowledge some other individuals, and I think in this case you're going to be coming up to see us for an award. As Stan said, those of you who were just recognized will receive your award at a break or at lunchtime. We just didn't want to have everyone traipsing up here and tripping on the stairs. So, but I would like to invite Amy Moser to the stage. Amy, don't look startled. It's okay. Come on. Yeah. Amy is the acting CEO still, I believe, of AHIMA. And I have to say that the partnership that was developed with AHIMA this year has just been extraordinary. And that was reflected in the recent data usability conference that we had in September on the East Coast. It was very well attended, and the work of that work group, I think, is already having an impact and will continue to do so. So, Amy, you are the member of the year.
Thank you.
Your organization. Yeah. That's, Mariann and Amy have really forged a tremendous working relationship, and that partnership has yet to peak. The next award, I'd like to invite Shamika Marty to the stage. Shamika, are you here? Shamika. Shamika Marty was a participant in our Consumer Voices work group. And, more than a participant, she's a patient and a caregiver. And the thing that's been very exciting for me about the Consumer Voices work group and the planned work group activity to follow, Shamika, this is a charging pan with a nice Sequoia emblem on it for you. You can stay here. And Shamika's going to be on a panel a little later today. But, I wanted to say that, when we always talk about interoperability in terms of, hospital to hospital, physician to physician, health plan, lab, and I think we often overlook why we are interested in interoperability. and that's to serve patients and caregivers and meet their needs. Ultimately, that should be the goal of advancing interoperability in the United States. And Shamika's participation in the Consumer Voices work group really added a lot to our understanding of what those needs are. And I encourage you to look online at the white paper that was mentioned earlier that was published out of this group. And we look forward to the Consumer Voices work group activity continuing in the new year. So Shamika, thank you very much, and look forward to your comments later. I also want to acknowledge Rita Bowen, who's not here, but actually her organization, MRO, is responsible for your lanyards. Rita joined the board of directors in 2020, representing MRO, but Rita recently retired from that organization, and we just wanted to acknowledge her for her contributions to the board of directors.
I think I need to do employee recognition.
Oh, okay.
And then I think we also need to,
Oh, yes, you go.
sorry. Let me see if I can go backwards. To do some employee recognitions, I wanted to acknowledge that Dee Dee Davis has been with us for 10 years, celebrating our 10-year anniversary, so congratulations, Dee Dee. And finally, there are 2 employees who were nominated by their peers to be Employees of the Year, and that is Amber Neva and Eric Schaefer, who are here. You guys can stand up. And with that, I think we're handing it back to you.
Well, I have the privilege of introducing our keynote speaker, Dr. Mickey Tripathi. Shame on you if you don't know Mickey. I mean, let's face it, right? Who doesn't know Mickey? Mickey's been a fixture in the health information technology space for more than 20 years. I won't try to extend it beyond that, Mickey, in deference to you. You know, he's played a very important role, leadership role in a number of organizations. It's a point of pride for me as the outgoing chair of the board of Sequoia to note that Mickey also served on the board of Sequoia for 4 years, I believe, before he assumed the office of the National Coordinator for Health Information Technology in January of 2021. And in just under 3 years, Mickey has overseen that organization during a critical time in advancing interoperability. You'll hear more from Mickey, I'm sure, about TEFCA, but not only TEFCA, many other things that his office is involved with. So with that, I would like to welcome Mickey to the stage.